All right, so look what we have here today, guys. I just got this in the mail. Supposed to be a motherboard for a T480s, my T480s. And so what went wrong with it? I don't know. One day it just didn't turn on anymore, and yeah, the motherboard was dead. Uh, and I did test out both chargers. So it wasn't a a charger issue because the battery was charged actually. So I shouldn't have had any issues starting up the computer had it been like a USB-C issue, but oh well, things happen. But I really don't like having computers that don't work. So for a minute, I thought about just buying another T480s and calling it a day. But man, for some reason, everyone wants a T480, T480s right now. So some of these machines are going for crazy prices because and without RAM, without well, these you really can't have them without RAM because they have either 8 or 4 gigs onboard RAM. That's soldered. They do have one SODIMM slot, so this one can be populated. But a lot of them are being sold as is. Um, kind of like this, without an NVMe and without the RAM stick, the additional RAM stick, and for man, crazy prices because when I originally bought this T480s, I got it for $102 with a 256 NVMe hard drive, drive, NVMe drive, and it was a total of 24 gigs. I had 8 gigs on board, 16 gigs on the SODIMM, and i7 8520 80 something. It was the i7 model. Now, unfortunately for this one, the i7 model motherboard was a little too expensive, man. $100, pretty much what I paid for the whole computer. So I ended up haggling with an eBay seller for this one. Originally, he had it like around $64, so I ended up lowering him to $50. Well, I made the offer, he accepted. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? So, I mean, there's not much I can do in regards to this, you know, Thinkpad motherboard, other than connect it and see if I if I got a good motherboard or a bad motherboard. Hopefully, it's a good one. Do you see this thermal pad here? I don't know. I don't know where it goes, but we can figure that out later. So unfortunately, this one didn't come with the heatsink and the fan, but that's no big deal because I have all of that, and from the looks of it, I mean, it should be compatible. I really don't recall the previous motherboard because I was fed up with it to the point that I I broke it, man. Literally, I just like ripped it in half. I probably could have sent it somewhere to get fixed because I'm not that tech savvy. Well, at least not to that extreme, where I could fix it. Hopefully one day, right? But you can only hope and pray. Nah, not really. You could take some classes or something. There's always something you can do about it. But I didn't, so it is what it is, guys. So So this is where you know, this the T480s. So here's a heatsink. Okay. So I mean, overall, it's pretty good. I really don't recall if it had those vents there, but it probably did. I mean, if I have to end up ordering another one, I'll do so. I don't really use this machine. It's more of a personal collection nowadays. And I will eventually show you guys my personal collection. I do have a Thinkpad collection. Yeah, that is a thing. At least for me it is. Hopefully everything lines up. I really don't recall. I should have all the parts somewhere. Every little screw I took off, I should have it, like I said, somewhere. But right now I'm just gonna start with sort of lining everything up. Might have to fix some things here and there. Because man, I probably should have kept the other board. You know, in its place. Yeah. So okay. So this one goes in this way because the connector's on this side. This is where the ports are, so ports have to line up. Oh, man. Okay. The antennas. All this. Let's see if we can get it out of the way. Okay, sort of. And I'm sorry, my videos are pretty long, but hey man, they're unedited. They're raw. If you appreciate like the rawness of it, you know, leave a like, subscribe. If you don't, you know, let me know, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can get into editing eventually. You know, I can. It's doable. Do I want to do it? I mean, if I have to. If I don't, well then I don't, right? But yeah, if I have to, I'll do it. You know, I'm not against it. But I am a truck driver, so if I do get into editing, it's probably gonna take a while, man. Just because of my job, you know. I'm usually like one day home. You know, I'm home every other day when I'm lucky, and when I'm not, I'm home like twice a week. I am home for my reset, so that helps. But when I'm home for my reset, I usually have to do things, so doesn't leave that much time, you know, because that's like my errand, like run errands time. But yeah, like if I have to edit, I'll edit. Just I just don't do it because of, you know, the time constraints, but I'm open to it. So I probably should edit because sometimes I take too long, you know, connecting all these little ribbon cables. Alright, let's do this one, little one, making sure it lines up. How about this one? Same thing, there we go. What about this one? And it's a shame that the other motherboard died, but it was bound to happen because so this ThinkPad originally, you know, poor thing. It ended up taking the hit of my girlfriend's rage, man. Yeah. Yeah, so she ended up obliterating the poor thing, man. You know the and actually ended up fixing it. So this shell that you're seeing currently, the one I'm working with right now, well, originally, you know, I bought it on. All right, so I'm taking a look at this cable. So the shell, I ended up buying it online, guys. Someone was selling. I needed a T480s shell, and someone was selling the shell with the keyboard and the screen. I needed a screen. I basically needed the shell, the keyboard, the screen. I pretty much only had the motherboard and the internals, right? And someone actually was selling that online, and I ended up getting it. So I was lucky enough to be able to buy those parts, and so I did. And that's how I was able to repair the T480s. So I'm not too you know, I'm not too ticked off about the T480s dying. I mean, man, I'm surprised that it lived for as long as it did after that incident with the, you know, with the, how the hell does this screw in? So has like a little clip here. So that's it. Huh. Okay. I'm going to assume it's like that, but if I didn't do it correctly, I'll go ahead and redo it eventually. So, well, here's a fan. Oh, thermal paste. It's pretty hard. We'll go ahead and clean it off. I don't remember if this one has like little resistors or little things on it, but in case it does, I'll make sure to be careful. But right now, I'm actually gonna get some electrical tape over here. I don't think this should be an issue, but there is like a grounding wire. And I don't, you know, I don't want that being an issue. So let me see if I can find some tape really quick. I'm gonna pause it. All right, so I'm back and I'm out of breath. Man, gotta exercise. Yeah, so like I was saying, my T480s, the original one. Well, the only thing left from it is pretty much the idea of a T480s because, you know, after having bought that, you know, that, well, a motherboard, after having bought a motherboard and a brand new case, keyboard, and all that, yeah, there's not much of the original left. Aside from the idea that I had a T480s. So, but you know, it is what it is, guys. You do what you gotta do. Oh my god, it's not working. Okay, how about this? How about we sandwich it? I'm gonna go ahead and cut, and then we're gonna sandwich this. Okay. Okay, so that seems to be a little bit of a better idea. Let's see how this works here, because I think I'm gonna have to plug this in here. Mm-hmm. Oh God, the horror. It's probably not going well. Okay. It'd probably be better if I go ahead and do it this way. Okay. So no, it's not working. Might have to end up, because so you see, so what happened here was that this little thing that was covering it, it's like a tape as well. Yeah, it's like a tape. So on this side, I mean, I probably have to do like a slimmer version of it. Something like this. I just really need it to not, you know, to eliminate the possibility of shorting something out. But we'll see how that works. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Huh. Okay. Okay. How about this? Let's try it again with a little different approach. And yeah, like I was saying, I should probably try getting into editing, because, well, this sucks. Okay. All right, so let's see if this works a little better. All right, we got it to work. Okay, so that's on there. I mean, probably could have done a better job, but it is what it is. And so the problem with the other Thinkpad probably had nothing to do with this here. Hopefully. No, the problem with the other Thinkpad pretty much was I think something shorted out on the onboard RAM, and that's why it wasn't letting it boot up, because it would so the power, the little power indicator would turn on, and the keyboard would flash 3 times, and I think that had something to do with the hardware. It's like a fault code for the hardware, you know, which could be like a RAM issue and stuff, or a CPU issue. It could have been the CPU, but since, you know, like I mentioned, this the original ThinkPad had taken a beating. I just figured, well, it died, and since I really couldn't diagnose it, guys, I just gave up on it. So yeah, so I ended up ripping that board in half because when you get pissed off, you get pissed off, right? When things start going south, man, unfortunately, I did that to the board, so hey, it could have been something easy, but it's no longer here. So good thing is that ThinkPads are pretty easy to come across. So I ended up getting this motherboard. So hopefully we can revive this case chassis. This screen and chassis, man. Now I really don't recall the exact position of the the screws for the ThinkPad. I think they're labeled here, which ones it's supposed to have. So yeah, we're just gonna do our best and try to put the ones that we can. I mean, at this point, it's not gonna be perfect, and it doesn't have to. It's my ThinkPad. So I apologize if this video might be pissing you off already. Because it's not gonna be like a perfect restoration, but man, it's just part of my collection. It really doesn't serve a purpose to have a chassis and a good screen if just there, so might as well fix it. So you take it off from the stand, and you see this is my little US General little drawer of parts. This is where I have everything from that original ThinkPad. So I do have the wireless card. I believe this is the ThinkPad. If not, it should tell me. I think I have a trackpad. Basically extra parts for the T480s, the hinges. This little board. I do have the RAM somewhere there. The 16 gigs. Oh, this is for the I don't know. I think this is for over here. Yeah, it's like a little plate support bracket thing. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna try to piece it together as best as I can. I pretty much don't really need this, to try it out and see if it works, but I'm already here, so might as well, guys, might as well. Okay, so the only thing that sucks is that I really don't remember if these are for the case. I don't know if this was for this. No. Okay. Might be a case screw. No. Let's see. Is it this one? Okay, so yeah. There we go. Now these little things are always a pain in the butt, man. And I probably shouldn't use this. I mean, the board's not energized either way, but probably shouldn't use it either way. Alright. Okay. So yeah, you want to be more careful than what I'm being when you're doing these, because they're always like a pain in the butt to get in. Anyway, but yeah, just be careful. Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay. This one, I'm probably gonna have to do all that routing. I apologize. I really don't pay attention to the camera, so might not be getting the most optimum angles. So okay. So these, you're gonna want to route them somehow. Alright, that one. Just go ahead and do that one. Let me route this one. This one is somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, alright. This one, let's get it in. Okay, no. Probably want to go on the other side, but this one, this side. Alright. Okay, and so this one. Okay. Alright, whatever floats your boat now. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we got that. It's not perfect, but you know, it's there. So yay. Alright, this one. Okay, so what am I missing? Wow, like I said, this one comes with 8 gigs. Should come with 8 gigs on board. But I'm not gonna be disappointed if it's 4 gigs, but it should be 8 gigs because that's what the seller listed it as. I do have to put on the heatsink, but we're obviously not gonna put it like that. I mean, I could, but let's try to do it as best as we can. So for these, I like to use alcohol, and like to use these alcohol wipes, whatever you might know them as. Okay, yeah, they're pretty good at taking off that old thermal paste. Okay. Okay. Oh God. All right, I'm just gonna get a new one because that one is filling up. And you know, you want to be gentle as much as you can with these type of things. All right, so this should be an i5 something the typical i5 these T480s come with. All right. Still had some compressed air. Thank God. That way I don't have to turn on the the compressor, and you know, we get all that sound in the video. So yeah, I still had some compressed air. That way we can blow away any thermal paste, you know, might have fallen somewhere. So let's see. I will test the thermals, just, you know, just in case, you know, the I need to buy a new heatsink. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, guys. And all right. So I do have some MX4, Arctic MX4. We're just gonna put a little bit there. Peanut. It's probably more than a peanut, but that should do. I'm gonna clean it up. There we go. Clean this guy out. All right, Arctic MX4. I don't know if that's good. It might be trash. Who knows? But that's what I have. And you see, this one has the original pads. Well, not the original pads, but the pads this one came with. And I'm trying to see where they go. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So we already have that pad there. We're gonna put this pad over here for the one on. Well, I'm gonna put it on the one on top. It probably is a good idea to replace those with new ones. But I don't have any new ones. I barely even have you know, this thermal paste, so. All right, now that one's thinner, the one on top, so let's remove this one. And I don't know. That one's ripped, so all right, let's replace this one, and I will eventually replace it. I don't know what type of pad that is, but damn. Okay. I might be able to just press this one down, because that one looks a little too worn off. Huh. Hopefully that works. If not, I'll make sure to replace it eventually. Now these two have a pattern 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's start with 1. Okay. 2. All right. So now we have the fan over here. Let's go ahead and plug that one in. Now, what am I missing? I am missing the NVMe. I should have that in my backpack because I took it with me. And it's nothing special. Like I said, it's a 256 gig NVMe, so nothing to brag about. Oh, and the RAM. So the original RAM it came with. Okay. So the original RAM it came with it's a 16 gig. Kind of like these, single stick, but I think I have it on the other one. So for right now, just gonna pop this 8 gig in there that I have extra. So 8 and 8 should give us 16 gigs. So that's not too bad. I mean, for this generation, Thinkpad shouldn't be, bad. It's all right. It's all right. It should be all right. So it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it could be better, right? 16 plus 8, 24, but 16 total. Still gonna be a dual channel memory, I believe. I want to believe. So what am I missing, guys? Oh, the NVMe. Let me get that real quick. Let me take out my little bag of goodies, guys. Little bag of goodies, man. Hell yeah. So, a little bag. This is basically where I keep my hard drives. Oh, poor thing. It was there flying around. My hard drives and stuff. Yeah, I do travel with my hard drives. I take them with me all the time because I do have a lot of files to organize. But I always say I'm gonna get to it. I end up not doing it, so yeah, story of my life, huh? But I will get to it eventually, one day. There we go. There we go. That's not going anywhere. So the last thing. Okay, so now we actually have a couple of things pending. So I still have to put this one back in. I think these fat ones, if I'm not mistaken, they're for the battery. Should be for the battery. Something around those lines. And these ones, I think they're for over here. I think. Yeah, I think they are. Well, they're the same size, so yeah. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Yeah, hell yeah. Like I said, I'm probably missing some screws somewhere, but it's not gonna be perfect. I'm surprised I'm even like restoring it, or that I even bought this to begin with, because I was already like, man, this sucks. Such a bad experience, with this machine, whatever. So I had already given up on it, to be honest. So now this is charged. So whenever you have the battery plugged in, make sure you don't 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 touch it. although the computer's off, you know, it's probably already energized. So yeah, you don't want to be touching it. Like I said, these, yeah, they're probably, if I remember, they are for the battery. Should be for the battery. They might not be for the battery. Let's see. Might be these ones. Okay, no. I think they were for the battery. Maybe it was these. I don't know. I got those screws somewhere. So, huh? No, not these. Those are too short. Huh? Might. All right. Let's see. So these look weird. Let's see. Are they for the battery? No. But over here. No. Alright. How about these ones over here? Okay. You see. Oh, so they're probably from the, yeah, probably not from the battery. Well, at least these no, they're for the speakers, yeah. But these are for the batteries. These little fat ones, they are for the batteries. But I guess these are for the lower portion, something like that. Let's see. So these, no, that's not that. I do have more screws, I believe, in the little green box. I'll bring them out. Like I said, it's not gonna be perfect, so it is what it is. But you know, we'll try to do as best as we can. You know, but I mean, I'm not gonna freak out if it's not perfect. You know. Too bad, so sad. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. So, alright, these are the case ones. I guess this one, I don't know. Let's try this one over here. Okay. Yeah, that works. That works. So, moment of truth. I mean, I'm pretty sure I connected everything. We are going to be pending the keyboard, because that has to be connected through the underside. So, let's pop this guy back. Okay. So this Thinkpad has like a, you know, it has to go in this way. So you kind of have to like line it up first over here. And then pop it in. Okay. But yeah, that sucks. Alright, nothing that can't be fixed. So there we have that for the Ethernet port. Then this one, we're gonna go ahead and I really don't recall how to take the keyboard off. Huh. Okay. So let's pop this off again. Let me Let me see if I remember how to take the keyboard off. If not, I'll Google it real quick. Yeah, I'm probably better off just Googling it. Alright guys, let me go ahead and do that. It's probably something really easy and, you know, nothing to worry. Oh, nah, I remember. I don't even have to Google it. I remember. So the thing I like about this ThinkPad, and this ThinkPad, well, at least this keyboard style, is that you can remove these guys. And so, what the fuck? Sorry about that. What the heck? Yeah, what the heck? Oh, so yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. Okay. No. It's too big, man. Okay. So the thing sorry about that. So the thing I really like about this thing, but this is the keyboard. So it's fairly simple, man, to replace. So I have to do is okay. Okay. So technical difficulties with that, but I think this one should. No, too small. The what one? I don't know what's going on with these screws, man. Huh. Might have to okay, so let's see. Brother, what's going on with this? Can I do a flat hit? I mean, if it was small enough, I could. Let's see. Will this flat hit work? No. Man, that one's a little on the tough side. I don't even know why. Alright, let's try this one. Who hurt you, little bro? Okay, time to bring out. Alright, so time to bring out this guy. So what the? What in the world is going on? Yeah, why is that so tight? It's crazy. Man, my life can never be simple. Always has to get complicated somehow. Oh well, it is what it is. So this one, I think I got this one. Spain. Yeah, this one's Spain. See, so this one's all nice. But this one, brother. No, I really don't. Oh, no. Man, what are the odds? All right, time to bring out my other screwdriver. Oh, let's see. Something's bound to work. Something has to work, you know. Okay, so this one might work. Okay. Okay, flat on the ground. Oh, finally, man. I just had the wrong screwdriver, apparently. Or, you know, it ended up stripping away. I don't know. Technical difficulties, but doesn't matter. We solved them. Hooray. We won. Alright, so if I remember correctly, you just have to remove these. Which we did. This one. There you go. So this should start lifting. All right. Think I'm gonna have to Google it. Well, you do have to undo these screws. They are important. They are an important part of getting this liberated. So to that point, we've done it correctly, but somehow this is still, I'm just gonna Google it real quick. Okay, so yeah, apparently I was correct, but now I'm starting to believe there was more to my ThinkPad not working than just a short, man. Look what I found underneath the keyboard. I don't know what could have happened there, caused that corrosion. I don't even know what the hell it is, but yeah, it was there. I think this should have some sort of like little plastic film here, like a little rubber thing that protects it. I think it should, at least on other ThinkPads. I've seen it. But let's see. I think I have some extra keyboards here. Let's see if they have them. If they don't, well, they don't. No, I think they did. I think they should, but just in case, because you know, just in case, just for protection. I will go ahead and cut a little bit of this tape here. And, you know, I mean, it couldn't hurt. It can't hurt to sort of seal it out a little bit. You know, in case in case a Coca-Cola ever takes a, you know, a spill on this ThinkPad, can't hurt it. But yeah, I think it does have, they do have, where it should have had a like a rubber insert. I know at least on some of my ThinkPads they do. And you know, in case you drop something, a soda or something, you know, doesn't end up, you know, killing your machine instantly. Or at least, you know, it gives you enough time to take it out and dry it, you know. Some sort of coverage. So we're gonna see. Okay. Okay, there we go. And before I close this up, let me just see if it boots. No boot. Oh, well. Is the battery dead? I don't know. Might be. Or is the motherboard dead? Might also be the motherboard. Who knows? But I do have this charger here. Man, if this ends up not working. Oh well, too bad. Yeah. I tried. What's charging? There we go. Brother. Okay. Brother. You scared me. Alright, let's see what it's doing. Press enter. Entering setup. Haha. Let's see. So it's obviously the okay. So i5 8350U, 16 gigs of RAM. Okay. Thunderbolt 3. Hmm. 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 Okay, let's see if it's gonna boot. I mean, it should boot. It does have the NVMe there. Check the escape to continue. Okay, I'll check the date and time settings. Maybe the There we go. Windows is finally loading up, man. I got scared for a bit, man. Okay, well, gonna have to end up testing the keyboard. The backlight should be turning on. I don't know what to say. Getting ready. Okay. Okay. Updates are underway. What updates? So this is the first time I'm seeing this. And you're seeing it with me. I don't know what updates are underway, but okay. Just let it just do its thing and hope I don't break it. I don't know what updates it's doing. But at least the motherboard's working, so I gotta figure out why the keyboard's not working. Okay. Windows. Okay. I don't have anything important, so it's nothing you really can't see. So interesting. The backlight of this keyboard is not working. I wonder why. But it's just the fact that I probably have to reconnect. I don't know. I'll try reconnecting the keyboard. Maybe that's the issue. Hopefully. See why the battery. What's the deal with the battery? Is it gonna hold charge? Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It was freaking me out for a bit. Let's try the other USB port. Okay, is it gonna be working? Yeah, good job, bro. Good job, good job. Now the only thing I have left is this keyboard. Let me try the keyboard though, because I don't know if you saw, had some corrosion underneath. Let me turn on the light. Had some corrosion underneath. So why am I gonna? Okay, WordPad. No, I think it's Notepad. Yeah, Notepad. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, Q, W, U, R, T, Y, U, I, O, P, S, D, E, F, H, J, E, L. Okay, X, C, V, B, N, M. Sure. So hotkeys work. Okay. So hotkeys working. My backlight touch. It's just not working. I don't know what the deal is. But I'm trying to disconnect it and reconnect it, and we'll go from there. We'll definitely go from there. But hey, I got a working T480s again. Hell yeah. I don't know. Just ones. I don't know which ones. Okay. Are these working? Oh. Okay, so maybe FN lock some. I don't know, man. If I have to end up replacing the keyboard, oh well. What's 20 more bucks into this machine? All right, let's shut it down. I will go ahead and reconnect the keyboard. Maybe has something to do with the keyboard. Hopefully. But at least now we know that the machine powers on, right? At least. All right. At the very least, we know it powers on. Okay. Okay. Gonna put this back. So watch. Look. Just gonna go ahead and get another one of these alcohol wipes, and gonna go ahead and clean these up. Hopefully, you know, this fixes the issue with my keyboard. If not, I mean, I'll go ahead and replace it. I'll also check the BIOS settings. See if there's, I don't know, probably has nothing to do with the BIOS, the FN lock, more to do with the keyboard itself. But who knows? There's some weird things in the BIOS nowadays. That could probably cause issues. Let's see. You know something? There's this computer that I remember a lot. I used to have a Pentium 4 back in the Pentium 4 days. Man, those computers were something else, man. I remember my dad bought me my first computer through like mail order, it was like an AOL branded, or they had like a, I guess like a, contract with AOL, where you could pay the computer off like in payments, because back then computers, well, even today, but back then, they're pretty expensive. Well, pretty expensive to us. I mean, my dad was the only one that worked, um, we were we weren't rich, we were low class, uh working class. But yeah, we were poor, man. Thank God we had enough money to eat, thank God. But not like enough money to be able to like afford any of, a lot of things. Maybe some of you might have been able to afford. um Man, that computer was like a dream come true, man. I had been wanting a computer since I was 4 years old. So I finally got it when I was 10, 9, 10. So yeah, man, that was awesome. So thanks to shout out to my father for doing that for me. I'm starting to think that my button might actually be the issue. So I'm starting to think that the computer only turned on. That's to fight and fry something right now. So I'm starting to think that the computer is wired to turn on. Okay. Huh. Starting to think I forgot to connect the the power button. Yeah. Did I forget a connector somewhere? Somehow? No. No, because I think the power connector in this one was... No, this one's the reset. Did this have a power connector board? Oh yeah, it did. It does. Yeah. It does. But where is it? I somehow... Yeah, I did forget. And that's why it's not turning on. The horror. The worst technician that ever lived. Okay, so... It's under here. Don't do this, guys. This is my computer. Not like I can afford to lose it, but if I mess something up, no, it's nothing major is gonna happen. I managed to break it. It'll just go in the trash, and that's it. But if you're not an adult and you depend on your mama and papa for your stuff, please value it, because I'm pretty sure they worked really, really hard to be able to buy you your stuff. And yeah, don't do these types of things. don't risk shorting your computer. Yeah, don't risk shorting it out. The proper way of doing this would have been oh god, can't even put this in there. So the proper way of doing this, you know, since I'm here, would have been to disconnect the battery first. But not even that. The proper way of doing it would have been to disable the battery from the BIOS, but in this case, I couldn't turn it on, so I couldn't disable. So the proper would have been to disconnect the battery, take it out. That way you de-energize your board. And now that now the computer should turn on, guys. Hopefully. Let's see. We can only oh god. There we go. I was wondering, I was like, man. Well, the FN, I don't know, something's going on with the FN lock, but I'm starting to think that the FN lock is the reason why this is not turning on. Let's see if it has something to do with the BIOS. Okay, so let's see. Why else would the FN lock be like? I can't remove the FN lock. Let's see. Fingerprint, BIOS, config, keyboard, mouse. Trackpad, checkpoint enable. Exchange of FN. Okay. So we're gonna swap these out. Let's see if this allows us to turn off the FN lock. There we go. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on, but this thing keeps saying system updates are underway. Okay. I'll figure it out. I'm probably gonna need a new keyboard, and that's probably what's giving me the issue. But there we go, guys. I fixed it. I have a working T480s again, and yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I know it was a long video. I apologize, but hey, it's raw, it's unedited, and leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a thumbs down if you hated it. I'll probably have to end up editing it. I'll probably go ahead and upload the full video, and then I'll upload like a short video when I get to it. Thank you guys. You have a wonderful day.